So you got the kid who came from a wealthy family trying to pretend to be richer than they were. Then you got the other kid who did not come from a wealthy family trying to pretend to be rich. So then I come to America, it's the other way around. Now you got black kids who came from nicer neighborhoods. Now you got black kids who went to really good school trying to act like kids who grew up in the hood. It's quite sad. I can't understand how a kid like Shedeur Sanders, who came from a rich dad, a kid who grew up in Prosper. Now, for those of you who don't know Prosper, Prosper is one of the richest towns in Texas. So he grew up with Jim, Tanner, and Jack. How does a kid like that, on the day where he get drafted, he goes out partying with a shit ton of cash, trying to flex? When you bring a lot of cash in public like that, you're either a drug dealer or you grew up poor. This kid doesn't fall under none of those categories. He's not a drug dealer and he didn't grow up poor. And it's quite sad. See, we got all these parents that work hard to get their kids out of the hood. You got all these parents that work hard so their kids can go to a good school and get a good education. And that's why his dad did. And that's his contribution to society. Acting like a peasant. I don't understand how a kid who got good education and never had money problem in his whole life has to exhibit these low-class behaviors. Walking around with a bunch of bags full of cash? Why? This is the peer pressure that society put on black kids. They created their standard that kids have to follow in order to be considered black. And then when you don't follow it, you're Russell Wilson. You're corny. There's not one person in that club that didn't know Shedeur Sanders was rich. I could promise you, you can go on Google right now and look up how much money he has. You can look up his net worth. You can look up how much money he made from the NIL. You can look up his dad's contract, how much money he just got from Colorado, the big contract he just signed. It's all public information. So in reality, you're not flexing on anybody. You're just putting your career at risk. You're just becoming a target by somebody who feels like he needs to rob somebody. And what you're doing is you're proving that what the NFL executive said about you is right. That you're a shit leader, that you're a bad teammate, that you don't make the good decisions, and you're not all about football. It's all about flashes and living and partying and showing off. And I was trying to understand why he was actually celebrating. It was nothing to celebrate, bro. You were supposed to be a top 5 pick. You fell all the way to the 5th round. You were the Bronny James of the NFL. Teams didn't want you. Nobody wanted you. Teams were running away from you like you had COVID-92.